Hi, today is the 21st of December 2017. I'm David Weegenaar and I come to you all the way from Christchurch, New Zealand. Today I would like to speak to you about one of my favourite openings of old, but still a very good memory of them and that sort of thing. And a special line in what is called the French McCutcheon variation. So what is the French McCutcheon variation? I'm just going to show you. And I'm going to show you a deviation from this line that I found in what is called a chess informator book that I got about 1981 or something like that. Way back then. I've got a number of them, but anyway, here is this line, and I don't know which actual number informator it came out in, but this is the McCutcheon variation in the French defence. E4, E6, D4, D5. Of course, now white just plays knight C3. Now black has a few moves at their disposal here, but in this case they play knight F6. I of course play now F5 for black, so instead of knight F6, but I can play this and I'm actually well versed at it. So here white has the option of playing some candidate moves, which are one E5, or bishop out here, or ED5, or even bishop D3, other moves as well. So even giving up this pawn, white can give this pawn up. But in this case we're going to analyse the move bishop G5. Now this looks like black now has to think about what are they going to do if this pawn comes to E5 and then attacks their knight at the same time as the bishop pinning the knight on F6. So white could be met with DE4 from black's hand, which is alright and suitable, cancel, or black could play bishop E7, or for those who really want to be hardliners about it, queen D7, not queen D6 because of E5 picking up a piece for nothing, for a pawn. So we could play bishop here. If we play knight here, we're going to get into trouble. We might even get into trouble with this new variation, ED5, knight D5. And now we cannot take the knight. We can take it, but we're not advised to, because unlike other openings, we cannot play this with great grandeur, because after C3 it knocks our pieces about somewhat for black. So we will go back to, these are some of the ideas I'm just giving you that you can think of when you're actually playing. So I don't think knight BD7 is a very good move, even though we can play it. It's probably not a great move. It might actually be accidentally a good move. Now we have bishop B4, which this is classified information, I'm just joking, this is classified under the McCutcheon variation. Now I will now read, we have this move here, okay? Does it look like black's in trouble now? Because have they made a mistake? Should black make this bishop back here, because they might realise, oh no, I've stuffed it. No, what happens here is this move here. Now white could take this with the knight with the bishop here, and sort of like end up kind of equal. but I'm not going to say equal for sure. Or white can move their bishop back here, which this could be quite, not very nice for white, because g5, and then we've relieved the pin from the bishop, so white could take this on f6, and then now black could take this bishop on g5. So that's sort of like some of the stuff that can occur here. So after h6 we reach the McCutcheon variation, which this is so dubbed, and it says this is a double-edged McCutcheon variation in which black tries to take advantage of the weakness of white's queen's bishop 3. Isn't that amazing? Or c3 weakness. I have to make sure I don't move my camera a bit. Experience has shown that black can saddle white with doubled queen's rook pawns, bishop pawns but that the first player, which is white, has at least adequate compensation in the open queen's knight file for their rook, half open with a pawn on b7 for black, and a strengthened hold on the black dark squares, so white would have a bit of strength there. The McCutcheon is playable, especially in postal games. Oh, what? I don't remember that, but you are warned to study it carefully before trying it out, and I'll add my words to it over the board. Well, I found that it's quite fun. So here, if takes here, then black plays hg5, fg7, rook g8, and now is often the move queen here. Okay, now this is often the move or the correct variation for white to play here, and black does not take this rook, with their rook black does not take this pawn on g7 because it just kind of gets in trouble, but it's probably okay. But black's best move here after queen h5 is queen f6. So we will go back to e5 being the move. Now we go, no, it's not doing it. I don't know why it doesn't do it, but it shows bishop d2. Now white could be met with knight e4. No, bad mistake. Why? Why is knight e4 here a bad mistake? Because of what? Bishop here, pawn here, knight here, queen here? No, because of knight takes knight, or knight ce4 takes, and now you will notice that the bishop of black is attacked with the white black squared bishop, and white's just removed a piece. Now if this was the move, then white would do best to play knight d2, thereby white is a whole piece up. Now we'll try it again. No, it won't do it for me. Okay, we'll go bishop d2. Come on, go back. You know you want to. Now black plays bishop c3. Okay. And the next, as previously mentioned, white plays bc3, because if bishop c3, then knight e4 and black is fine. Now knight comes to e4, and my main variation is queen g4, which is, I believe, the main variation. And now you have pawn to g6. King f8 is dubious. Some players try this. Okay, I will just see if after queen g4 it is mentioned. Trying to find it now. If here, new variation, then white would simply take this pawn here, and thereby if knight f1 or e4, black gets met with queen h8 check, etc., and swap off, and then take the knight on f1 if it captures the bishop, thereby being an exchange up, better for white, material advantage white. So here we've got this position, so that's not what black is best to play, not king f8, not knight d2, but g6. Here I have met, this is where I come to what I saw in the Informator chess book from 1981 or 82 or thereabouts, bishop d3, which is the main line still for white. And here the digression occurs. Bishop d7. Now I had played this accidentally to my opponent in the A grade some many years ago, but here we have this line, which is very, very interesting. So if you bear with me, I can show you this variation, because this is probably the only chess position I've analysed deeply from the opening. Okay, so white thinks, oh, a pawn, I'll pick it up, put it in my coffee cup. See a pawn, pick it up, put it in your coffee cup. Bang, bang, bang. Right? Pawn up. Bishop here. Pawn here. Better than queen here, because I've actually analysed queen here, and then white can play knight f3, and if h5, then queen h4 is okay for white. So I've actually just worked out why my analysis was no good. Now look at this. If queen here, then just queen takes, and then bishop g2 wins a rook. Or, yeah, it wins a rook outright. Nothing. Even if white places their bishop on f6, we merely move our rook and take the rook thereafter. So that's no good. So we have h5, and if the queen departs from the square, then same thing, bishop g2 wins material for white, for black. So we go back here, or where? Here? New variation, okay? Then we go queen here. Now just have a look at this. Bear with me, please. This is really cool, this line in the McCutcheon French, this sub-variation of it, which was quite popular in my eyes. There are ways, you know, of white dealing with it. Don't take the pawn, and look at this bishop. Don't take the pawn on e4, win the pawn on e4, maybe just leave it there, but look at this bishop. All of a sudden, this bishop, the weakest piece for black, is probably the strongest piece for black. Now look at these holes. Look, there can be a knight bang bang bang. Okay, so we can place a knight bang bang here. We can, if this pawn moves here, we can fix it from moving any further, so that it can't disrupt our knight maneuver from knight knight knight. And look at this, bishop here attacks this pawn. How does white defend it? this is a check which cannot be defended with the queen, because then we have either queen takes queen, check, and bishop g2, winning the rook again for black. So we're here h5, queen h3, if queen g3, no good, no good. New variation, queen on g3 is attacked by the h4 pawn, queen here, threatening winning material, major, knight here, and here we can just play queen check here, king here, bishop here, threatening queen c2 or bishop c2, whichever you like best. And notice, let's just say this was a piece that can defend the c pawn. We can play this move because the pawn can't take because of the diagonal. So this is actually quite fun. Now this knight f3 is probably the best move for white. I think I also analysed f3 because white doesn't want to sort of like lose material, do they? Now we have bishop here. Or do we have this one or this one? I'm not completely entirely sure. But look at this. White can get battered around by black instead of the other way around. This isn't quite good because of rook e1. So anyway, I hope you like my thesis, which it became, on this line in the McCutcheon French. And I hope you like my sunglasses. They've faded a wee bit as well. Thank you for visiting my session. And it's too long, so it's going to be an outtake.